So usually I get a lot of questions from people around what content do I create for my church, what content do I create for my small business, what content do I create for my personal brand. So this is an attempt to help all of these questions be answered. A lot of the people that registered for this course or registered for this webinar want to know more to promote their business or their church or their personal brand. So that will be the focus of the discussion today. Now let's look quickly at what we are going to be discussing today. We are going to be looking at what digital marketing and content marketing is, the benefits of content marketing to your brand or business, what objectives you can set for your content marketing initiatives, the types of content available for you to create, the content creation process itself, and what makes great content. And then finally, I have some assignments for you so that you can put whatever we're going to discuss today to practice. So let's get started. Usually, I like to highlight what digital marketing is when I'm having any discussion or interaction about content marketing or any other component of digital marketing, because digital marketing is the mother umbrella under which all of these other things fall. So digital marketing is promoting your business and presence online in a customer-focused way, utilizing digital media. It includes all marketing efforts that use electronic devices or the internet. So the key things to note about digital marketing is that you are doing it in a customer-focused way. So it's not about what your business wants to put out, but it's about how will the customer receive this? How is this going to help the customer I want to share this information with? And then it's not limited to printing out papers or putting ads in newspapers and all of that, but it is done through an electronic medium or through the internet. Now, there are some components of digital marketing, and I have listed out here a few of the ones that I think are very popular. Content marketing is going to be our focus for today, so I'm going to skip that and move on straight to email marketing. Email marketing is using emails to promote your business or presence online. So it is digital marketing, but with emails. So then you are achieving your marketing and business goals with emails. You are sending emails to customers, getting to understand them, providing them value, giving them updates. The emails you get from the journals you have subscribed to, your bank giving you updates on your statements, all of that counts as email marketing. Then there is social media marketing, which is using social media channels to achieve your branding and marketing goals by creating relevant and shareable content on your social media platforms. So whether you're using Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or LinkedIn, whichever one you are using that to create relevant and valuable content for your audience to help you achieve some specific branding or marketing goals that you have set. And then there is search marketing, which is optimizing your websites to be found online. What's the use of having an online digital asset if it cannot be found? So search marketing is using both organic and paid channels. So you realize that when you search for a term, let's say digital marketing, you can get results that are organic, which don't have the small ad attached to it. And there are ones that have that small ad attached to it. The ones with the ad are the paid efforts. The ones without the ads are the organic efforts ones. So marketing automation is automating your marketing activities, so you don't have to perform them at that specific moment when the customer performs a specific action. So you set rules in place to send something or to do something when the consumer acts in a particular way. So you realize that when you use WhatsApp for a video or an audio call, there are times you get a prompt for you to review how the call went. So there are 5 stars, you choose how good the quality was, and then you submit that. Or you use an app for about a month or 2, and then they send you a prompt to leave a review. Are you enjoying using this app? Leave a review on this particular platform. So those are marketing automation. Those are examples of marketing automation activities that helps businesses achieve their goals, but without directly interacting with the customer at the touch point. And then there is mobile marketing, which is using digital marketing targeted specifically at smartphones. So you are looking at mobile optimized websites, which are websites that render very well, whether it's on the desktop or on your smartphone. the SMS marketing from Vodafone, your network suppliers, your bank, your child's school, all of those SMSs you get count as mobile marketing. And then once using an app, you get ads in that app. So in-app advertising, all of these things form mobile marketing. So digital marketing is a broad umbrella that covers all of these things. There are also things like online PR and then affiliate marketing and a host of others that also fall under the components of digital marketing. But these are the ones I want us to discuss for today. So now let's move on to content marketing. What is content marketing? As I have said, content marketing is an aspect of digital marketing, except that content marketing is focused on driving a specific action for your brand or your business. So it is focused at getting maybe subscriptions, getting new customers, reaching a particular audience. Say you want to reach Gen Z people. Gen Zs are usually the generation born, I think, from the 2000s onwards. So content marketing is the efforts you put into creating valuable and relevant content to drive specific marketing actions for your business or brand. And there are a host of benefits of content marketing, and we'll look at some of them here. The first one is building your brand. When you create relevant and valuable content, you're able to build trust with the people who consume your content. So over time, people get to know about your brand, they get to trust your brand, and they get to believe what you are saying as your message to them. And that leads you to being able to build a thriving relationship with them, where they are able to contact you for answers to their questions. They believe what you are putting out there, and they understand what you're saying. And that relationship, you as a business or as a personal brand or as a church, you can hack that relationship to provide more value for your audience. And so once your audience have got to the place where they believe what you say, they reach out for your opinions about specific things, they are making you an authority and you have built some credibility with them. And the authority and credibility you have built by catering to the needs of the audience you are reaching out to signals to Google and all the other search engines that you are a trusted source. And so you are more visible in the search engines and a lot more of the results that show up for a specific search term. Now you have built your brand, you have a good relationship with your audience and customers, you have built some authority and credibility, and you have shown in search results, you'll be able to generate leads, which are people who you can convert into customers later. So people who would buy from you later. So content marketing has a host of benefits for you. It helps you to build a good brand, to build a relationship with the people who matter to your business or your brand, to build authority and credibility without which you are not believable, and to also improve your visibility on search engines, which is very important because if you are not visible, you're not even part of the person's options. And then finally, once you're part of the person's options, you can get their contact details and then now nurture them to become buying customers from you. With that said, I want us to just look at this statistic that I pulled out, which says that 78% of consumers prefer getting to know a company via articles rather than ads. So more people will want to get to know you through your content than your advertising. There are times that advertising works, but 78% of the time, most consumers prefer your content, which is valuable and has no strings attached most of the times as compared to adverts. And then 70% of them believe that organizations who provide custom content are interested in building good relationships with them. So if you're providing me content that is making me better as a digital marketing strategist, I believe that you have my good at heart. So I read from HubSpot a lot. I take their courses a lot. And that is because they've built that trust in me. The fact that I can keep going to their website and read and take their courses, and they're not bombarding me to buy from them. I believe that they really want me to succeed as a marketer. So now let's look at a typical scenario of how a business could benefit from content marketing. Let's say Dangote wanted to move into a new market. I believe we all know Dangote because I know most of the subscribers are Africans, so I believe we all know Dangote cement. So once Dangote wants to move into a new market, he's able to create content that will help him achieve that. He can create content around DIY home projects, how to prevent your house from cracking, looking for specific instances of challenges that people have with building or with keeping their homes. That's where they're able to get into the hearts of the people. Most people get to know their brand, get to know that, oh, Dangote is very credible and has the authority to speak about what they're speaking about. And then eventually, when Dangote is ready to convert these people to customers, they have already built that platform to help the people graduate from just strangers to being customers of Dangote cement. With that understanding, I want us to take a look at some of the content marketing objectives that you can have for your brand or business. I believe that from defining what some of the benefits are, you can see how you can create some objectives from it. So brand awareness, to get people to know more about you. What more can you do than to create content? Because I got to know about HubSpot because I was looking for content regarding digital marketing, not necessarily because I was looking for a tool to buy, but because I wanted to know something about digital marketing. And that is how I got to know about HubSpot. And a lot more people have also got to know about HubSpot, excuse me, HubSpot in the same way. Then there's lead generation. So you want to increase how many people know about you and then get more people interested in your business, in your church, or in your personal brand. Or you can also decide to use content marketing as a way to educate your customers. So your customers know more about your services, they know more about why you have certain processes and how they can get help for certain processes at any time of the day. And also you can use content marketing to build brand loyalty. The customer who trusts you and is educated by you and believes what you say and has tried it and has worked for them, you are able to build that loyalty with them. Nike sells shoes, but they do a lot of content marketing and a lot of ones that people can connect emotionally with. So some of them are controversial with the Colin Kaepernick kind of thing, but at the end of the day, it brought a shoot in their sales. And so more people will be able to connect with that brand. And that is the basis that you can use to build loyalty with your customers. And then you can also build thought leadership for your content marketing objectives, because your authority is very, very important if you want to go into certain markets, especially for B2B businesses. But even as a small business, if you show me that you know what you're about, even if you are a caterer or you are a hairstylist, and I'm looking for how to style my hair, I'm looking for things, let's say scientific things about hair, and you're able to provide that for me, I trust you. Like, I really trust that you know your stuff. And that would make me recommend you, even if I don't come for your services at that particular point in time. And then talent recruitment. Tech giants like Google, Facebook, and the like use a lot of content marketing to drive and attract the type of talent they want for their organization, because they tell stories about working at Google, and everybody who wants to work at Google can have a peek into Google without even being there themselves. And that helps Google drive the right kind of talent towards them. So you can use content marketing for a host of things, amongst which is brand awareness, lead generation, customer education, brand loyalty building, thought leadership, and then talent recruitment. These are some of the objectives that you need to create for your content. You don't create content in a vacuum. You create content based on an objective. So these are some of the objectives that you can create for your content. Now let's look at some of the content types that are available for you to create now that you understand what objectives are there and what benefits you get from content marketing. You can do blogs, there are ebooks, case studies or testimonials, infographics, templates or checklists, especially if you work in an industry where people need to do certain things repeatedly. You'll be able to provide them a template. For instance, at the end of this session, the assignments I'm going to give you, I'll give you a template that allows you a template that allows you to audit your content and that of your competitors so that you get more information to create your content. Then there are interviews, question and answers, quotes, news or announcements, research, multimedia video, graphics, animations, newsletters, webinars or e-courses like this ones, presentations, and website content. The copy that goes on your website is also very, very relevant content for achieving whatever objective it is you want to achieve. So we want to now go on to look at the process of content creation. We have seen what content marketing is. We have seen the benefits it has for your business, your brand, or your church. We have seen the objectives you can set to create your content. We have seen the types of content you can create. Now let's look at the process itself. So the first thing is that you want to define your objective. If you don't set a goal and you don't set a destination, then you don't know when you have arrived at that end. So decide on what you want to achieve with your content. Do you want to build brand awareness? Do you just want people to know about you? Do you want to educate your customers about what you do? Do you want to prove yourself as somebody who knows their stuff? What are your objectives for creating the content you want to create? Secondly, define your audience. Who are they? Where do they live? What do they read? What is important to them? What goals do they want to achieve? What challenges are they experiencing in achieving those goals? How can you position yourself as a caring brand to provide that content for them? So you want to understand your audience and define them. From understanding your audience, you can now start looking for keywords and topics that will give you ideas about what content to create. So if I found out as Dangote Cement that I have contractors as part of my audience, contractors will probably want to know how to cut down costs on site, how to make sure they are able to make the maximum use of their cement and all their other tools. And so those are topics that I can start curating so I can create content around. And you can do this on Google, Slack, Facebook, LinkedIn, Reddit, Quora, a lot of places where people are having conversations concerning the topics that are relevant to your niche. From there, you want to look at the content gaps. What content is available? What content does your audience want? What is the space in between? And how can you as a brand, a business, or a church fit in that gap? And you know the topics, you know the people you want to reach. So once you know the gaps, you know where to start your content creation efforts from. And then finally, you want to get down to creating the content. Generate ideas around everything you have discussed and discovered along the way. Create the types of content based on what you just looked at, whether it's a blog, you want to do testimonials, infographics, and based on the objective you want to achieve, it determines the type of content you would create. We'll discuss more of this in the session 2 next time, which is going to, so generally at the end of the day, you know what content marketing is, you know the benefits of it to your business, you understand what types of content are there for you to create, and now you understand how to create that content. So I believe that from here, you can even start creating some content. So I just want to run us quickly through the characteristics of great content. You have done everything. Now you have created the content. How do you know that your content is great content? One, great content is useful. People can easily understand it. They can connect with it. It speaks to them. It's almost like you knew their name and you're speaking to them by name, you know? So it is useful to them. They can remember it. They can easily find it. Secondly, great content provides shared value. It doesn't only provide value for your business, as advertising does, where you are just pushing stuff into people's faces, but then you're providing some sort of value for your consumer as well. So if I was a sports brand who wanted to help 30-year-olds stay fit, my goal is to get 30-year-olds to sign up for my sports brand items. The goals of 30-year-olds is to stay fit so that maybe they don't look like old people. There is a meeting place in between our goals. Everybody wants 30-year-olds to succeed at staying fit. So I can start creating content around that, and that would be great content because it provides shared value for the customer or the consumer and the business. Then great content is unique. It doesn't mean that it is always novel or always a new idea, but it provides enough value for the person. So it could be a new twist to existing content or just even localizing global content to your local context, and that makes it unique enough for you to share. Or it could be even a personal story, and that makes it unique to you. And great content is unique. And finally, great content has a clear call to action. So after engaging with the content, what is the next action? Do you want the person to subscribe? Do you want the person to go start building businesses? Do you want the person to buy from you? There is a clear call to action from the content you create. And so if you want to know whether the content you are creating is great content, make sure that it is useful, it's providing shared value, it's unique, providing a clear call to action. It's not always we are open, come in, business, we are open for business, come in. No, try to speak to the pain points of your people. Try to create content that would let them come to the realization themselves that they need this service. That is what content marketing is about. You are bringing people to the realization of their need. And once they come to that realization, you have built enough trust with them to get them to take your word for the solution they are searching for. So that is the conclusion of the presentation on content marketing today. As I said earlier, we're discussing the basics of content creation. We have looked at what content marketing is. We have looked at the benefits to businesses. We have looked at the objectives you can create your content for. We have looked at the types of content you can create. And we have looked at how to create the content. And we have also looked at what makes your content great. Now, I want to run us quickly through the assignment and then we'll move on. So in the assignment, you're going to decide on your content marketing objectives. So what do you want to achieve with your content marketing initiative? That is up to you as a business, as a personal brand, or as a church. What do you want to drive with your content marketing objectives? And then you perform a content audit for your brand and your top 3 competitors. What content are they creating? How are people reacting to it? How are they connecting with their audience through that content? What are the strengths? What are the weaknesses? And you do all of that. And then finally, you review the performance of your existing content. If you have content on your website, on your social media pages, wherever you have content, you look at them and see how they're performing, because this will form the basis for the next stage we'll discuss, which is the session 2 next week, which will be covering the buyer persona, the buyer's journey, and then the content strategy. The buyer persona is given a fictional representation to the person who you want to reach. So what is their name? How much are they making? What are their challenges? What are their joys? Where do they get their information from? All that detail. The buyer's journey is the stages that the person goes through to become a customer. So the stage where they are aware of you, they are considering a solution from you, they have purchased from you, or after sales and engagement. Then the content strategy will tie in all of the elements. So your content gaps, the things you have found about your audience, your buyer persona, the journey, and then you make it into a consistent document that will drive your actions going forward. So thank you guys very much for your time. I think I have done my best to stick to the time. So now I'll take questions. If you have any question, just raise your hand and I will, sorry, just raise your hand and I will allow you to ask your question. I'm going to pause the sharing for a while. So now let's take questions. Okay, Adi. Hello,
hi.
Adi, you can speak now.
Yeah. Hi, I don't have a question, but just to say that I really enjoyed the presentation. I learned a lot from it, especially what to focus on. I like the part about the objectives in content creation. Because I've been thinking, I have a website and I know that the content is really terrible. So I've been thinking lately about how to improve the content. So and all the examples you gave about how to create content, like the blogs, the multimedia, and questions and answers. They are very, very important ways that we can gather content. So thank you very much, and I look forward to the next presentation.
Thank you very, very much, Adi. Anybody else has a question? Thank you so much for the confirmation. Go to Crunchy.
Hello?
Yeah, Crunchy, I can hear you.
Okay, so I wanted to find out, I can see next week there's another session.
Yes.
So what's the entire duration for this? Is it like?
So I'm using the whole month of May. So there's going to be a session every week.
Okay.
Yeah. So in the session 3, we'll be looking at the content creation process, how to do keyword research, how to create your own content, some of the tools you can use to create your own content. In the final session, we'll be looking at how to create social media content that is engaging.
Okay. Beyond this, do you have any paid program that you run?
No, I don't have a paid program that I run, but I do consulting for small businesses. So if you want to take the conversation, we can definitely do that.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
Yes, I had an issue understanding the content gaps.
The content gaps. Okay. Okay. So here's the thing. You are creating content for a particular audience. You're not the first person going to create content for that particular audience. People have already been creating the content. So you want to find out what is out there, but what questions are they still asking that answers have not been made available for. So for instance, I went to lock my hair very recently. I didn't know how to take care of it when I came back. I was looking for information online about it, but I didn't find anything that identified the process for me. Okay, when you wake up, do this. When you are going to sleep, do that, do that. So that is a gap that somebody who is a loctician can fill in. I don't know if that clarifies it for you.
Yeah, it's okay, I understand.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Please, any other questions?
Okay. Is there a way to test your content before releasing it to your audience?
Is there a way to vet your content?
Yes, test your content.
Test your content.
To see if it is accurate for your target audience before releasing
Well,
it.
The kind of testing I know, you still have to push it out there, but just push different versions of them and then look at how people interact with the two versions, and then you can decide which one to keep and which one to let go of. We call that A/B testing. So you're creating the same type of content, you're putting it out at different places. So maybe if somebody clicks here, I don't know if you guys have ever realized it. Instagram did that one time. The profiles were different. There were some that were, I don't know how to describe it. Like they were in a straight line, horizontal. There was one that was vertical. But if you were not paying attention, you wouldn't see that there was a difference in it. And after a while, they stuck to one particular one. So I do not know any way that you can test the content without releasing it, because until it goes away from you, you do not know whether the people you are writing for or you are creating the content for like it or they do not like it. Let me share a personal example with you. The blog post that I write for my blog, Mimi's Passion, that I wasn't feeling it. That's the blog post that people connect with the most. So it's not always up to you to determine how the audience is going to react to your content. You have to release it and then see how they react. Fortunately enough, you can delete almost everything. So if you feel it didn't work, you can just quickly delete it and then rework it based on the feedback you got. Did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, last question. How do you handle, let's say, feedback from your target audience? Maybe being it positive or negative?
Okay, so are you talking maybe like an online channel where they are leaving comments? Or
Yeah.
Okay, so the rule of thumb I have learned is that be solution focused. So look at what the person is, especially for negative comments or criticisms. What problem is the person highlighting? Answer with the solution to the problem. So if people have said maybe, oh, you guys, instead of you to focus on giving us our money like a bank, instead of, or let's say just say Vodafone, right? Instead of you to focus on giving us enough data, you are always sending us unnecessary messages. That is a comment that isn't too negative, like the person is just stating their mind. But then you can answer with probably a new solution that Vodafone has coming up that will help them solve that problem, or just say, oh, sorry about that, and give them a tip or two to help them use their data better. Do you understand? Hello, Raymond, have I lost you?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
Yes. So then you provide solutions to the question or the comments as opposed to trying to defend yourself. I don't know if that's clear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right, guys. Any further questions? Okay, Carl, you have a question. Please go ahead, Carl.
Yeah, hello.
Hi, Carl.
So basically, I want to know if there are some key stuff that we have to take note when we are promoting content reach. Yeah.
Can you clarify your question?
Okay, so let's say we want our content to reach a lot of people, and that there are certain points that we need to put in place. We need to research and stuff. It's just a question. So I want to know if there are key points that we need to look out for when we are promoting content reach here.
Okay, so there's a difference between creating content and promoting content. So creating content, you are in the process understanding who you are creating the content for. So now when you want to promote the content, you promote the content on the channels that the people live on. So if I create content for my blog, I usually share on WhatsApp because that's where a lot of my friends who read my blog live. And I share it on Facebook and on LinkedIn because not everybody has a WordPress account to see my content in their feed. But in creating the content, I need to understand all these people and what content it is I'm creating and how it's going to benefit them. And then I promote it that way. So when it comes to promotion of content, it's at the core knowing where your people live and how to get that content to them. I'm not talking about paid advertisements when I'm talking about promotion though. You can do that, but those are based on the channels you want to do it on. So running advertisements or promotions on Facebook is different from Twitter, is different from Instagram or LinkedIn. So I can't give you a blanket statement.
Okay, I understand. Okay, thank you very much.
Connect with me on LinkedIn, Facebook, or Twitter, and I'm Ami Agbozo on all channels. It would be nice if you just let me know, oh, I was part of your webinar, or this is how I know you, because it would mean I would accept your connection faster, because at least I know that you've had an interaction. So thank you very much for your time. I really, really appreciate having you on this session, and I hope that you have been able to learn something that is going to be useful for your small business, your church, or your personal brand. So thank you guys very much. I'm going to end the meeting now. Bye. Thank you.